What is good, my beautiful people? Oh, it is. You know what? We made it. It's Friday, getting down on Friday. Hey, we're here. We're alive. God has blessed us with another beautiful day. As you see, I am actually not broadcasting from my mother's house. We are broadcasting live tonight from my brother and sister-in-law's house. Amen to that. Excited to see the family. You know, it's always good to see family as it is. I noticed I don't have the specs here. I left them in my car. I took Seth's truck to come to his house, and I left them there. So we might see Cassie come in a little bit with the glasses. Want to give a quick shout out to my niece. It is her birthday. She is actually 3 months older than Eastland. So happy birthday, Sarah. So excited to celebrate a wonderful occasion with you. Without further ado, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and introduce the man sitting, which is actually to my right. Yeah, right here. Shano. What is good, brother?
What's going on, everybody? Sportz Nutz, Mixed Nuts. Hey, beautiful Friday night. Hey, I'm excited. Hey, we're right there. It's going to be a great episode. We're ready to share what we got for you guys tonight. Hey, we're here.
Yes, we are here. I'm excited for who we got coming on. JD, you know, obviously we don't need to give you a really big introduction because we know who you are. You're JD, just Izzle, or whatever Izzle. What's good, brother?
Hey, what's going on, people? Hey, they might not know who I am. I've missed quite a few episodes. I have been MIA. It is your boy, Jay Dizzle. We've got plenty of stuff coming up. Hey, listen, I ain't got much to say because I'm excited. I'm ready to roll, ready to get these guests in here. But hey, I'm back. I'm back old school. I've been taken back to the old ages. I no longer get a computer and headset. I mean, I'm just on my old phone. Old iPhone, like 1.24. So,
wait, look at the headphones too. He's got on, y'all.
Yeah, look at that. I'm back to the old ages. But hey, listen, I wore a little something. And shout out to our guests, and of course, I watched Hawaii 5-0 all day.
Hey, you know, we're just waiting on them to get them. Hopefully, they come on. Yes, folks, we are actually expecting to have Coach Jeff Reinbold, University of Hawaii defensive lineman, and also head football coach Timmy Chang. I hope we get both of them on. I got to tell you guys, Timmy Chang is my idol. I have looked up to him for a very long time. He runs the exact offense that I run. I coached youth football. I coached regular football. It is the run and shoot. It is a pass-heavy offense, high scoring, high affair, everything. It is one of the most electrifying offenses you will ever see. So when we get them on, we will make sure that you guys know. Jeff has seen our message that we sent him the stream. Hopefully he logs on. I'm ready to see him. You know, it's gonna be good to see my friend again. You know, it's always good to see friends in general. Guys, want to give a quick little programming update. What's going to be coming on? My good friend at Reinhardt University, the men's baseball coach, Jonathan Burton, will be coming to join us next week, actually, on the 25th, I believe is what I have him scheduled for. And then we also have, and JD just got his information sent to him, the former quarterback at University of Clemson and Missouri, our man Kelly Bryant, is going to be checking in with us July the 2nd. I'm excited to talk with him because he's got a lot to say about Clemson and Missouri. So we're excited to have both of them. Share that you're watching where you're coming from tonight. You know, obviously follow, like, subscribe every way you can. The more you share, the more content we get out there with our families, our friends. You are our family. Just remember that. Shane, would you please tell everybody where they can find you, sir, on your socials?
Oh, man. As always, you guys can find me on Facebook, Shane Owen. As always, been there for a long time now, it feels like. But then you guys find me on Twitter, X, Poop Sports. Interact with me on Snapchat, Shane O'Mac 1240. Check me out on Instagram, s.owen1240. I want to hear what you guys think. We're ready to interact. We're ready, to get it popping, as they say. So let's get in there. Let us know what you think. We want to bring you what you guys want to hear.
That's right. Amen to that one. JD, tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
Hey, you can find me anytime at JDWyatt06 on Twitter. I look forward to the interaction. I look forward to anybody questioning anything I have to say. Listen, I'm just out there for interaction. I could be right, could be wrong, just like the rest of us could be. But we're just there to have interesting conversation, and we've been blessed so far getting a few fans that are into doing just that.
Amen to that. Looks like we're still waiting. Shane, I'm actually sending you something that got sent to me in the email. Please check your phone. As you guys can see, you can follow me on Facebook at Brandon Keeler. Follow me on Twitter at Keeler Brandon. Follow us on all the platforms. Facebook at the Sportz Nutz, Twitter at the Sportz Nutz, and on our YouTube channel at the Sportz Nutz 176. We are ready to get it going. Like I said, we are still waiting for our guest. I hope they will come on anytime. And yeah, guys, you guys get ready to go in, huh?
Yes, sir. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
That's right. All right. Without further ado, guys, we are seeing all the football activity start. And of course, that gets all of us excited. I don't know about y'all, but whenever I hear the word football come out of anybody's mouth, I'm ready. I am beyond ready. Everything seems right with the world when football starts. So let's look at what is going on. We have mini camps starting up. We have already had OTAs. Guys, what are you looking forward to with football season? I'm going to start with you, Shane, because, Shane, we've talked about the season coming up for your Hokies. I know you are beyond excited to have the word football come out. And what are you looking forward to most with this upcoming season?
Man, as you mentioned, I am pumped for football coming back. We're going to have a great year this year in the landscape of college football. I think that we've seen a lot of change in the landscape for a decent amount of time now. And I think we've finally got it to where it's going to be an extremely competitive season all around. I don't see any true favorites other than maybe one or two. But, even at that point, they're not clear-cut favorites, in my opinion. As you mentioned, the Hokies, man, they're poised to have they're going to make some noise in the ACC, I think. They got 20 starters returning. I've got my hopes up high. They are probably too high at this point, but man, it's football. It's football. This is what we love. It's the number one sport in the area that we broadcast from. It's another way of living down here whenever you talk about college football, especially, down in the South. And with all that, it encompasses, all the atmospheres and everything that we love to do. So, I'm extremely pumped. I hope everybody else is out there for it, So, right now, it's just ticking down away. I'm ready for it.
Absolutely. I don't know if you agree with me on this one. Doesn't the world seem better when you smell the green, fresh cut grass at a football field? When you hear those pads clacking, you hear the whistles blowing, it just seems right, JD, obviously, we have a lot going on breaking wise, and I use that as a pun for your South Carolina Gamecocks. I mean, I know you're excited. We've talked about this probably, 10 times. What are we going to do about University of South Carolina football? JD, tell the world, what does it mean to you to hear the whistles, to smell that freshly cut grass, to hear them pads cracking.
Man, hey, it's tremendous. I mentioned the word to you the other day, slobber knocker, and you didn't know what it was. And
Still don't
so
know what that is.
Hey, anybody here in the South, I feel like, has heard that phrase once before. Shane, can you confirm? Have you ever heard?
Wait. Hold on. I'm more southern than y'all because I'm from Lower Alabama, and I ain't never heard that term.
Right, Shane, have you ever heard slobber knocker?
Man, I'm from the mountains of Virginia, and I've heard about it.
Right. So, yeah,
That's a
slobber,
northern term.
yeah. So a slobber, northern term. That's funny. Virginia was one of the best states of the South back in the day. How dare you? But no, it's funny you mentioned the Shane Beamer thing. I've got my Facebook stream up on one computer over here. I've got my Twitter up on the other over here. Lo and behold, you just asked me about Shane Beamer, and right now it's talking season. So they're doing that.
What's breaking?
Well,
that's a pun.
Yeah, right. Well, here's what's breaking. Not Shane Beamer's foot currently, but his butt might be, according to this tweet. And this is when all those anonymous interviews with head coaches come out. You know what I mean? Where they interview coaches, they do it anonymously as to what they said. Literally, as you were asking me this, someone tweeted. I'm not going to call the name. We all know him though. A big SEC, poster or whatever. But he said, or excuse me, this anonymous coach said. Let me clear that up. I think Shane Beamer is on the hot seat. He had some issues with the portal, NIL. I don't think Cocky, which is a nickname for Beamer, is very happy right now. Shane Beamer's first head coaching job was at South Carolina. Beamer wasn't ready for that. You can tell by the way he handles his press conferences. He's had a few big wins, yes, but I see that program as dead in the water.
Ooh.
What? First of all, I don't see it as dead in the water. He's got one of the top transfer portal classes that come in this year. We've shown that we can spend some money in NIL. Nicholas Harbor just gave us a treat. He decided he's not in the Olympic trials anymore. He's coming on back to focus on football. We have the 18th best ranked running back in the country, according to Bleacher Report. Rocket Sanders comes in at number 18. We have several returning on defense. Now, listen, I'm not trying to sell anybody on sunshine and rainbows. I'm not saying we're about to go 10-2. But there are a few games that we could sneak up and win. I'm still predicting 5-7 as of right now. But think about if Oklahoma isn't who we thought they were. Or think about if LSU isn't who we thought they're going to be. Ole Miss, I've said it before, Ole Miss I think is going to come in and torch us, which that was one question I was going to ask one of our guests about, kind of Lane Kiffin's offense and, some philosophies he had. So I was going to, touch that with the guest here in a little bit. But yeah, man, hopefully no coolers get kicked, no bones in the foot get broken. If anything, Shane, just let me punch a wall. I'll break my wrist for you. You're good. No,
hey, we got a little breaking news. JD has a little co-host standing behind him being inappropriate. As he looks at his kitty cat.
Right. Well, hey, it's covered up by my camera on my screen. So, and then it's covered up by my name on this smaller screen. So, family show, people. Family show.
Eyes up here. That's right. I'm looking forward to this college football season. I look forward to every year, but man, this is the first year we're not going to see Pac-12 football. It's the first year we're going to see Pac-12 football in the ACC, the Big Ten. What? That's just weird to say. I can't wrap my head around that one. Ironically, I don't think we're done yet with conference realignment. JD, you and I have talked about this extensively. One of our good friends, mutual friend, Rob Brown, actually has called it the SEC, the Big Ten Conference, and the Everybody Else Conference, the EBC, Everybody Else Conference, because, mega conferences are going to come. Here's a little weird stat, though, just to think about, is you don't have Pac-12 football, you have Pac-2 football. And those Pac-2 teams are going to be playing a strict Mountain West Conference. So think about it. Oregon State and Washington State, they're going to be playing against teams in Group of 5. Now, like I said, we're still waiting on our guests. I hope they come. Fingers crossed, because I really want to see them again. But I can tell you this, guys. Hawaii, as you guys know, that is my team. That has always been my team. They're going to do good this year. I will tell you this, that I'm looking at what Timmy Chang has done. I'm looking at the recruiting. If you guys get a chance to, go follow them on Twitter. You will see that they post a lot of like their recruiting, where they're going for their trips, that kind of stuff. So it's pretty exciting news to see what they're getting. And 1 second.
Well,
that was bad radio, guys.
No, I'll take over for you real quick. Like you were just mentioning, it's so cool for me to see Jeff Reinbold in Hawaii. And the pick, like I said, I watched Hawaii 5-0 and all that stuff. I don't know if y'all can hear me all right. I'm losing a little bit.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's so great to see what they're doing. He was in Houston. And then, he just posted a picture of beautiful Hawaii. Like I said, Friday is usually JD chilling with the boys and watching Hawaii 5-0 day. It is a beautiful state. I've never been there. I would love to go. Hopefully one day I will be able to do that. But yeah, man, it's just a tremendously beautiful place.
If you would like to see what it's like, you can actually go on over to my Facebook page at Brandon Keeler. I lived out there. Beautiful state, beautiful people, beautiful everything. And I will tell you this, though. You have to have what's called island feet. It's a real thing. You ask, what is island feet? I'm so glad you asked what island feet is. Island feet means you have to be able to understanding the fact that it takes you an hour and a half to go around the entire island. There is no traveling to the mountains. There is no traveling to other islands. You have to take a puddle jumper. I don't even know if they still have the intercoastal ferry. I don't know, because it's been so long. It's a beautiful environment. Coach Reinbold has really shown off the beauty of Hawaii. And he even said recently in one of his recruiting videos that it really is no other place in the world like the state of Hawaii. The people are wonderful. The food is fantastic. And also, raise your hand right now, because I'm going to raise both my hands. Who would love to play in paradise? Come on. Anybody? Raise your hands. Look, and on the stream, comment as well. If you would love to play in paradise, there's something about it. Unmatched beauty anywhere else in the world. I've been to a lot of places. I've been to the Bahamas, beautiful place. But again, something about Hawaii just hits the heart. We are about to actually have a guest come on. It's our good friend Springs, everybody. So he is logging on now. He actually wanted to come and chime on and work with us a little bit tonight. He is kind of unofficially a part of our team. He helps us out. Great guy to talk to. He has great talking points. So when he comes on, hey, listen to what the man says. So while we are waiting, let's go to our next topic. Now, this one is pretty interesting, because it relates not only to South Carolina, but it relates to Oklahoma, which, I have family who cheers on Oklahoma right now, and I have family who cheers on Clemson here. And, and then I have JD, who is a Gamecock fan. So he is a South Carolina person. The word came out this morning via ESPN that Oklahoma and Brett Venables have agreed to a 6-year extension worth a total of $46 million. This locks him in until at least 2029. Now, if you guys don't remember, he signed a 6-year, $43.5 million deal in December of 2021 when he arrived from Clemson. Now, what you guys also may remember, he is one of, I believe, 3 coaches who have what's called a get-back coach. It is a real thing. And you ask, what is a get-back coach? He actually has a coach who stands behind him and pulls him back, because he gets so animated, he goes onto the field. So he has a get-back coach person who pulls him back behind the line. You have to have those. You cannot get beyond the line, because there is a unsportsmanlike penalty, you can actually be thrown out of the game for that too. Venables did amazing things at Cleveland. Fantastic defense. He's coming off a 10-3 season last year. I'm going to start with you, Shane. Shane, is this a good deal for Oklahoma or is it a bad deal? And if you say it's a bad deal, why?
And first thing I think of is it's a really smart move for the team and the university itself, especially with the move to the SEC. We've seen their touted offense in the past, and we've also seen their defense not show up at all. So that's one of the kickers that we've had with Oklahoma in the past. We all know that SEC prides itself on their defensive side of the football. With Brent Venables there and his defensive mind, he is, as a defensive coordinator, he was one of the best in the game. The SEC, like I said, is on defense. The Big 12 was not so much. We saw games in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, especially on that side of the with the conference and everything else. But that move that they made shored up that side of things with that move. And, Oklahoma's sitting in a pretty good position right now with their current roster and everything else, especially with what Brent knows. And, he's a great recruiter. He's, like you said, very animated, has to have a get-back coach to get back on, on the sidelines and everything else. But, just that enthusiasm, it brings the atmosphere and the culture around that team. And, to lock up that for the next 6 years is a great move.
I agree 100%. I actually liked Brent Venables. I think he has an amazing eye for defense. Yes, this is coming from an offensive-minded guru in myself, which, as you guys know, by many people have told you, I am an offensive-minded person. I played great in offense. I played even better in defense, ironically, but I prefer offense. I'm going to go to JD on this one because, this is JD's favorite thing to talk about because he has such great love for Clemson Tigers. JD, is this a good deal for Oklahoma or is it a bad deal? And I want you to tell me why you think it could be a bad deal.
Well, let me start off by saying this. If a coach is trying to teach his player to have discipline, how in the world is it okay to have somebody to pull you off the sideline to avoid a penalty? Your job as the coach is to teach these guys to have self-discipline and not make a penalty. Yet you need somebody yanking on you to not commit a penalty. I mean, the players don't get that in a game. So why do you get that as a coach?
Correction, they do get that in the game. If you ever notice, you see all the coaches, they yell, get back, get back. You do get sideline warnings from the referees.
No. That's not what I mean. I'm not referring to the sideline warning. I'm saying there's not a person out there hooked to these players that can be like, oh, no, don't hold, let him go. Oh, no, don't do pass interference. They're out there on their own on the field. So this coach, though, he's trying to teach all this self-discipline, but he all of a sudden, he can't have self-discipline enough to know. Like, I get it. We all get fired up. If it's a bad call, I'm not going to stress over you running off on the field and, yelling at a referee or something. But the fact that you have to have somebody pulling you back, to me, that screams lack of discipline. And so, I'll go here and I'll say, I think it's a bad deal. You ain't even seen this man play in the SEC yet. He was already locked up to 2027 anyways. So that wasn't being used against you. Why at this point would you sign him to an extension? He just lost his two best QBs in the transfer portal. Please, somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I'm pretty sure he's lost his two best QBs in the transfer portal this year, General Booty and the other guy that went to Mississippi State. Yeah.
Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, okay, so you've lost your two top quarterbacks. You've lost a plethora on defense. You were, 6-6 last year? Or 6-6 the year before?
The year before, last year, they were 10-3.
Okay, but hey, they still lost to Texas. They still didn't go where they wanted to go. Granted, they improved a little bit. Like I said, I'm not trying to throw Brent under the bus. But to me, the whole needing somebody to, hey, that's like telling. Here's an analogy for you people. Somebody having to hold a coach off the sideline is like having to have a police officer ride in your passenger seat and be like, "Don't
What?
speed, don't speed, don't make sure you use your blinker, don't cut that guy." Like that is what that is. You're teaching these players to have self-discipline, but you have none.
So I'm going to interject on this one. And Springs knows this very well about me. He knows the kind of animated coach I am, and animated everything I am. And when I coached on the sidelines, I was extremely animated. I was in your face. Vince even told you I'm a very hard coach, but I'm a very good coach because I'm in your face and I'm teaching you this is what you got to do. Now, do I think Brent should have a get back coach? Actually, I do. I think every coach should have a get back coach because it's hard when you're, so Brent Venable, he calls his own defense. Yes, he has a coordinator. He still calls the plays. He doesn't really call the offensive plays, which I like, but he still calls the plays. So he is very animated with what he does. I, too, had somebody who would help get me back when I would get animated coaching because that's just how I am. Springs, I'm going to ask you, we're talking about Brett Venables getting an extension with Oklahoma.
Right.
Do you think it's a good deal? What?
Let me interject one thing before you ask Springs. But I'm okay with other players and other coaches interjecting. But to me, having one person dedicated to that is an issue. Like, that's a waste of labor to me.
How is it a waste of labor?
Because he's a head coach. He should be able to restrain himself in the first place.
Do you know who a guy named Trent Dilfer is? You know what Trent Dilfer did, right? Do you remember what he did at UAB this past year? Springs, you know who Trent Dilfer is, right?
Yes, we all know who Trent Dilfer is.
I'll say this, and I'll throw it to Springs. I just think that if you can't listen, like I said, I'm all for going after people, going after coaches, doing what you need to do. But if you're trying to, violate a rule, like I just don't think there should be somebody there to protect you for it, like that.
He's not trying to violate. So every coach is going to be animated. You see, even your own coach broke his foot kicking a cooler. So everybody gets animated. Yes, however, but let's go back and talk about what Trent Dilfer did. He blew up on the sidelines. He was so pink in the face, screaming that he does. And Trent Dilfer actually said he told his get back coach to get away from him because he was so animated about that call. So every coach has a form of a get back coach. Everybody has it. And I think it's a great idea.
I just can't believe we're condoning this behavior for the Sportz Nuts. This is going to be like JD running. This is going to be JD running out on a baseball field in a few years to object to Tripp being called out at first base. And y'all are all going to call me out being like, oh, you shouldn't have ran out there on the field. You should have had self-discipline. So this.
No, I can tell you, I'll be your get back coach on that one. I'll be your get back coach on that one. I'll probably be the first one out on the field.
Springs, I'm going to throw it to you on this one because, this is a very good topic to talk about. Obviously, we're still waiting to see if Jeff and Timmy come on. If they don't, I will let you know. It's understandable. Guys, we just said in the beginning of this, football season started for everybody, and that doesn't exclude coaches. And for those who don't know, Timmy Chang has that much of a budget to work with recruiting, but he has this far to go. It's extremely difficult to go from the state of Hawaii to, American Samoa, to California, to Las Vegas, Nevada, to Texas, to Portland, to Seattle, Washington. That's literally kind of their area. They have some in Boise. Boise. But Matt knows about my feelings about Boise. So I will be understanding if they don't come on. And of course, we want them to, but hey, you still got the four lovely faces right here. You got Mr. SVP himself right there. If he got rid of the mustache, he would be Scott Van Pelt. You got Mr. Now, Shane and I talked about this last night with who he was. Shane, who do we say JD was as far as like your animated character again in football? It was a coach or
Oh,
something. We
shoot.
said it was.
I forgot.
Yeah, it
Oh,
slipped my
man.
mind too. But
No.
JD is animated.
I'm McLovin. If anybody ever wants to compare me to anybody, I'm McLovin from Superbad. I am
Oh
McLovin.
God, here we go. All right, so then you got Springs over here. Matt, do you think Oklahoma did the right thing by extending Brent Venables 6 years, $46 million deal?
I have to look at it from two different perspectives here, man. I mean, what was he like 16-10 his first 2 seasons there? And I'm pretty sure they didn't have a really good record last season either. But
Actually, they went 10-3 last year.
They were what last year?
They were 10-3 last year.
Okay, so I look at it like, I say yes for the simple fact that you want to keep the same regimen there. You want to allow him to grow. You want to allow him to grow with the program. And too many times do these coaches only get 2 or 3 seasons, then they're out. Give a coach a chance. Give him like 5 years. Let him stay with the program and grow with the program, and just continue to grow with the program. You're gonna have your ups, you're gonna have your downs, you're gonna have your peaks, and you're gonna have your valleys. But having a familiar face there, I think does wonders for a program instead of switching coaches out every 2 to 3 seasons. So I think it was good, just for the simple fact that you want to keep a familiar face there or keep somebody there rather than having different coaches all the time. I say it was a good hire. And what was it? It was 6 for 46. You said
6 years, $46 million. Yes,
and he got him on a relatively cheap deal as well.
That's right.
I mean, box bottles type of standards. So I say it was a good move. I say it was a good move for him.
At the end of the day, though, it only it only equaled 2 more years, though. Like I said, he was already through 2027. So, I mean, to me, at this point, it was just too early.
Well, so the way it's written is for him that in 2029, the university can part ways and they have to pay him the bare minimum of the buyout. Buyouts are 30 to 40% unless you're Texas A&M when it's 100% of the buyout, which you still have to pay even after they go to another program. So, that's how it's worded in the contract. If he is still successful by 2029, the 6 years kicks in is the way it is worded. So, I think it's a great idea to have him. Springs, you hit the nail on the head. And JD has heard this plenty of times from our good friend Mark Ryan. What has Mark always said, JD, about what the coach's plan? It's the what? It's the 5-year plan, right?
Mhm.
Which means you give a coach 5 years to see if they're going to make it or if they're going to break it. JD will be the first to tell you Beamer is closing in on his 5-year experiment, and JD has said it as well with him that if you have another, and I said it too, if you have another 4-8 season, or if you have a 5-7 season at South Carolina, you want to talk about seats so hot that you can make s'mores with. Oh, it's absolutely on fire. His bottom is red hot come the end of the season if it's another 4-8 or 5-7 season. Look, obviously it sucks for Venables to lose Dylan Gabriel. Gabriel is a phenomenal quarterback. He actually comes from the state of Hawaii. He was actually, I believe, the number 3 recruit out of the state of Hawaii behind Tua Tagovailoa. You might have heard of his name. Plays for the Miami Dolphins, looking to become the highest paid quarterback. So just a little bit, right? So Venables, he's got the talent. He and the question is going to be, how is Oklahoma going to survive the SEC? SEC, what is their big slogan? It just means differently, or it's just differently in SEC football. And we know LSU is LSU. They've been LSU forever. All right, is LSU going to suck without Jaden Daniels? I doubt it, because they have talent after talent after talent. UGA is going to be that same way. JD and I had this conversation recently about Kalen DeBoer over at Alabama. What is going to happen there is, and I think Shane said this actually too, that he's got all the prize picking without the prized servings, if that makes sense, meaning he got all of Saban's toys, he didn't have to really go get all his toys. He brought some from Washington over. And guys, you know this. I'm very familiar with this, obviously. 2008 Sugar Bowl, Hawaii versus Georgia. Run and shoot style offenses. They're 0-7 lifetime against SEC style of play. So Kalen DeBoer, he runs a run and shoot. He runs a run and shoot pass happy offense. He's even said one of his idols was Mike Leach. So as you see, our friend Jay Fruit just asked JD, "Are you going to Hawaii?" JD, share it with him, man, please, if you're going to Hawaii. And if you are, you better be packing me in your suitcase, brother.
No, I'm not going to Hawaii yet. I thought Hawaii was coming to me. I'm waiting to bring Hawaii to everybody here. We're waiting on those guests. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But
yeah, I don't know if it's going to happen. Jeff he hasn't responded. And like I told you guys, it's okay if he doesn't come. Jeff is, he's a very busy guy. And guys, like I said, football season has started for all of us. I mean, you got mini camps, OTAs, everything. And look at how stylish you look, JD.
Oh, yeah.
And on the runway, we have 5 foot 145, JD.
Yeah, he asked if I'm going to Hawaii. Yeah, here we go. We're here.
So you gave him 145. You must have put him in the program because normally it's about 20 pounds lighter at the playing weight.
Hey, I'm a $125 soaking wet.
Oh Lord. So okay, look here, and I'm going to let you know, Jay, Fruit, out of all the guys you see here, I'm the biggest guy here. I'm 6'5". I'm 259. I'm a big dude. And so Springs, he's the next up right there. I believe he's like 6'3", so he's a pretty tall guy.
Hey, Springs,
I've known
called your age and called your size and everything.
I'm more 6'1". I'm more 6'1".
Okay, so he actually shrunk, ladies and gentlemen.
It's just that I guess back in the day I jumped so high I seemed like I was like somebody 6'9", 6'10", I guess.
All right, so let's do this real quick, and I want everybody to understand. You guys hear me call him Springs, and I'm happy to share this story of why I call him Springs. Matt, me, our buddy Jason, our buddy Velo, and a couple other guys have played basketball for a long time. Springs and I actually met at playing on a basketball team. And Springs will tell you I used to get thrown out quite a bit. I didn't take no for an answer from anybody. So Springs will tell you I'm like Dennis Rodman with the rebounds. I fight for those things. I don't let anybody have them. Well, along comes this little guy right here who jumps over everybody. There was this one game we were playing. They had a 6'9" dude. Springs jumped over him and got the rebound. Now, I don't know if you guys know, it's extremely hard to go against someone that is that tall and that big. I've dunked on a 7-footer before at Roswell High School. That's the highlight of my life. Well, I played with Dwight Howard, so I got that state of fame there too. But the reason why I call Springs his name Springs is because he's like spring loaded, and he literally goes boing right over and gets the ball. So that is why his nickname is Springs. Questions, concerns, comments. Springs, do you want to chime in on that too?
Yeah, back in my younger days, my younger years, I had a 47-inch vertical leap. So I was dunking and getting rebounds and scoring at a high clip. And Brandon, he's undermining it. He said he got thrown out a bit.
We're talking about 10 games, ladies. 10 games I got thrown out, but there was a good reason for one of them.
10 games he got thrown out. There were 10 games in the season. He got thrown out every game in the season.
Every game. The last game of the season, I'm the tallest guy on the team, and we're going against this one dude. He's like 6'11". And before I go for that, Matt, tell everybody, who was that we played against in that league?
Darren Waller was actually in that league. This is before his tattoos and before he got did his things. He was a younger guy.
GQ, yeah.
So the last game this last game we're playing before the postseason, which we didn't qualify for the postseason, unfortunately, but we were playing this dude who was 6'11". Jason made this funny question. He goes, "Who's going to guard?" And I'm thinking, who the heck else is going to guard him? I'm like, Jason, you're 6 foot. Are you really going to guard a 6'11" guy? And then Velo, Yes, Velo is faster than lightning, but the dude's 5'8", 5'9", maybe 5'10" in a good day. So, and then I'm 6'5", so I'm the one that's going against him, right? So this dude is literally doing this to me the whole time, like hitting me in the head. Matt will tell you they were not calling things. I'm getting agitated. So I started calling the guy Biggie Smalls and Biggie Fry because this dude is a 6'11", 300 some odd pound dude. This was a big boy.
Big boy.
So the what did it for me? It was close to the end of the half. This guy, he literally elbows the heck out of me in my head and shoves me. So I turn around and I grab the ball and I throw the ball at the guy's face. And I hit him, and that started a whole fight. Both him and I got thrown out of the game. I got suspended for the rest of the season. I'm not proud of that. But yeah, that was a fun time in our younger lives. So anyways, we're getting way off sidetracked on this one. We're probably not. We just let you know we're probably not going to hear from Jeff and Timmy. It's okay again, guys. We still have Jonathan Burton, Reinhardt University baseball coach coming on. Kelly Bryant, University of Clemson / Missouri quarterback is coming on. We are still working to try to get Asia Wilson, which I know JD is excited about him, about us getting her on because she's we already said she's the face of the WNBA, right, JD?
Well, she absolutely should be. But hey, Cameron Brink, now that she tore her ACL, I hate it. God, I hate it. But hey, maybe she might have some extra time. Maybe we need to look into that. I'd love
Okay,
to
stop with your woman crush on her, please, sir.
Yeah. Legs for days.
Hey, that's how it is, you know, though.
She'd be interesting to talk to.
Well, we are also. I'm trying to get JD to talk to the Atlanta Dream. They're hard to play. They play phone tag with you, and I really want to get Ryan Howard from the Atlanta Dream on the team. She is a phenomenal athlete, so stay tuned for that. So let's go to our next topic that we have in hand. The college football world is ever changing. We have seen several reports that have come out saying, like I said, we're not done seeing conference realignment yet. The first big questions are what's going to happen with the Pac-2 and Mountain West Conference? Is there really going to be a merger that's going to happen? I did see a report from 247sports.com recently that both the Big 12 and Mountain West Conference are in talks for a development of a super conference with them. I've also seen reports of the Pac-2 Mountain West Conference merge. Then I've also seen the Mountain West Conference merging with the Big 12, the Big 10. It's so much like what in the world is going on. Obviously, we want to see the little guys succeed. And, JD and I have talked about this. Shane and I have talked about this. Springs and I have talked about this. But the question really is going to come down to is what is going to happen with the Big 12? Are we going to see them absorb all the Mountain West Conference, half the Mountain West Conference? Are they going to even absorb the Pac-2? Now, there is a report that came out about 3 weeks ago on ESPN. I can't remember who wrote the article. They did say that the Pac-2 is actually supposed to have a conference meeting with the Big 12 coming up, and I believe in the next couple of weeks, they're actually going to talk about a potential for an invitation. I don't know if anybody knows who this one guy is. His name is Ryan Leaf. Came on to the radio station that I work at and made this audacious claim that the Pac-12 is coming back. They're going to have a brand new TV deal that's coming back at the end of 2026. But here's the question. He couldn't cite his source where he got that from. So yet again, Ryan Leaf has let us down with a lot of information that we don't know where. So I want to start with you on this one, JD. Now, it's a couple questions that come with it, and then I want to hear your point on this one. Do you see a super conference developing with the Big 12, the Big 10, or anybody? And if you do see it happening, what do you think is going to happen to those names that have been mentioned with the ACC? Because some ACC schools have been mentioned as leaving to go to the Big 12, the Big 10, or the SEC.
Yeah, that is a very loaded question. I look forward to answering it. I think I'm a business guy. I think about things from a business perspective first and foremost. That's what I went to school for. And so here's my thing, and here's something that nobody's mentioned yet. And so let me go ahead and say this now. Trademark, J.D. Wyatt's idea, copyright 2024. on June 20th of Sportz Nutz episode 18. Let me go ahead and put this out there for you right now.
It's actually June 21st, sir.
Okay, well, my bad. But legal disclaimer still applies. This is JD's idea. So, if you take the top 60 profitable football programs or athletic programs, however you want to determine it, because we all know that football carries the entire athletic program. And so what I will say is this. I don't necessarily see any of these conferences teaming up together. No. I do see it at a point, though, where the SEC, again, though, is going to say they're going to expand. They said they were going to stand pat just a few years ago. They went ahead and added Texas and Oklahoma. So I think eventually you're going to see all the most profitable college football and athletic programs all paired together. That's why, hey, women's basketball, men's baseball, women's softball, hopefully they can survive this. Because the way I see this going is that it's going to become a semi-professional league. And as we saw in COVID, many athletic teams and sports were eliminated. We saw Furman right up the road here eliminate the baseball program. We saw Stanford eliminate a lot of their programs. Jay Frew, hey, I see you. Shout out. Appreciate you, big dog, for being here. But yeah, we've seen all these places eliminate these programs now. And so I think it's going to become a money thing. So take the top 60 most profitable football teams in the country. They're going to end up in one conference by themselves eventually. And there's going to be teams probably left out or schools left out like UConn, Wake Forest, Duke, Vanderbilt. They've even been mentioned as being left out by other people before just from their lack of football income. And so, yeah, this is going to be a tremendous thing to watch. I think over the next few years, we're really going to start to see the haves and the have-nots. I mean, it's going to be a big thing.
It's funny you sat there and you mentioned Vanderbilt has never really had the football revenue. You do realize Vanderbilt just dropped almost $80 million on their football program.
Right. Well, and they get this SEC money, but basically everybody says they're not earning it. They're not doing anything competitive or beneficial on that side for them to be. They're basically just getting football money. I mean, that is, obviously they've had their dominance in the SEC and the College World Series here. Yep. Again, Shane and a couple of people corrected me the other day. I said the College World Series has had an SEC team represented for every year since 2008. But there was one year it wasn't. And it was Coastal Carolina and Arizona. And that's so, right. Listen, the SEC, I just don't ever see them teaming together. But I definitely see this as a Chip Kelly idea later down the road where it's 64 teams and everybody else off doing their thing.
I'm going to actually go to Shane on this one because, his Virginia Tech Hokies have been mentioned actually as leaving the ACC. Now, where they go is obviously for a debate because I've seen reports, again, and I'm not going to really say they're the best source. SI.com said Virginia Tech has had conference meetings with the AAC. That's a group of 5. Why would Virginia Tech want to leave a Power 5 to go to a group of 5? It's not exactly the smartest. But then you've also seen, and Shane has even mentioned this too, that Virginia Tech could go to the Big 12, could go to the Big 10, could even maybe get invited to the SEC. Shane, I want to hear your thoughts on this possibility of if there could be a super conference.
Man, let me tell you, I've said this in the past when all the conference realignment was happening. I think that college football and the conferences, we should go to a 4-conference kind of deal, have 1, 2, maybe even 3 tiers of teams at that point. And, you kind of group the teams like JD was saying, your profitables and, most competitive would be your tier 1s and stuff like that. But I think that, we should go to that kind of format. You would base these schools on their region. So you got north, south, east, west, say something like that. But you still keep your kind of major conference ties because you want to keep all that money coming in. But, the the way I proposed it was you have about 16 teams in the tier 1, 8 and 8, and tier 2 or 3, and it kind of encompasses all of Division 1 college football at that point. But you give the tier 1 teams, like the bottom 2 tier 1 teams at the end of the year, have to move down to tier 2 now, and the top teams in tier 2 move up. The same thing with 2 and 3. That way we have a steady kind of conference, kind of competitiveness, the way it comes about, especially at that point. At that you kind of only play like 2 games a year from other conferences. So say you're in the South, you would play 2 teams, one in the tier 1 and then one in the tier 2 or 3, say during the season. But then you would have 8 games from your tier at that point and 2 games from other tiers in your conference, and that sets up the 12 game kind of schedule that we have now. But in saying that, with all the money's tied up in TV rights and the lawsuits and everything that the conferences kind of have set in place right now, it's kind of a wait and see kind of game. I'm interested to see what happens, but like I said, the realignment for me should kind of go into a big, just 4 groups, do tier systems, and kind of make it competitive where you have opportunities like we mentioned a couple episodes ago, or if not last episode, JMU. They did so great and everything else, and had College Game Day there. They would be one of the teams moving up, and then you'd have the other teams moving down. Like JD said, Duke, Vandy, Wake Forest, the schools that don't bring the football product onto the field and all would see the alignment change within the football conference in that tier system.
Okay, I see what you're talking about. And I'm excited with what you're saying on that one, because I like how you have it set up. But then you got to also take into consideration that there are schools that you're right, they don't bring in the money. When was the last time you could sit there and say Boston College, they're going to be number 1 in the ACC, they're going to be number 1 in the power rankings, they're going to be number 1 in anything? It's hard to wrap your head around small schools, why they should, and the question, we've also heard this before, why should the small schools get big boy money if they're not producing big boy results? Springs, I want to bring this to you because it's a big thing. You're a Georgia Tech guy. You're a big Georgia Tech fan. Georgia Tech has not been leading the polls in a long time. I just said, little schools weren't wearing big boy pants and they're not giving big boy results, kind of stuff. Do you see a super conference coming? Do you even see certain schools, bouncing out of the ACC?
First off, let me start by, it just hurts my heart, long are the days of when the Big East were just the Northeastern teams, or the Pac-10 or Pac-12 were just the West Coast teams. Those days are long gone. I don't know if Shane and JD remember those. They were probably watching Scooby-Doo at that time, but long gone are those.
Miami and Virginia Tech in the Big East football, man. That was a rivalry.
Yeah, man. So long gone are those days, man.
And we remember when the conferences were region based. Let's go.
Yes.
Hey, just because I got my Hawaiian shirt and I trim my beard so there's not much gray in it, don't mean I'm as young as you think I am.
But to your note, Brandon, I can see a super conference coming. I think they're gonna first test it out by the college football playoff, by seeing how it goes with all those teams in it first. I think that's kind of the preface to it. That's where they want to start, and they want to see how that goes. But I can see a super conference happening at some point in the 2030s. I don't think anytime soon it'll happen, because some teams, they will lose money. Some teams are never ever going to win. Some teams are never going to beat big powerhouses. Georgia Tech is never going to be a top where UGA is athletically. I can foresee that happening in the future.
Okay, and obviously we lost our two guys. Where'd they go? we love the potential for every little boy, little school to become the big boy. You guys, we saw it this year and the year before, and actually the year before that in the AAC with Tulane. Tulane beat Southern Cal in a New Year's Six Bowl. We saw them almost make a New Year's Six again this past year. We saw them the year before last where they reigned basically supreme in the AAC and they lost in the championship. We've seen the small schools coming. Now we're seeing this 12-team playoff. This is the year it starts, but it's only going to do it for 2 years because they're going to expand to 14. Then what's to say they're not going to expand to 16, 18, 20, 22, 24? I mean, I'm starting to call lottery numbers out here, guys. We don't know what's going to happen. JD said this actually recently, and it kind of brings merit to what he said with regards to are the bowls, why don't we just make all the bowl games be the postseason? Because the bowl games obviously don't mean anything. But then that's where I brought the argument into, if it didn't mean anything, let's ask JMU. Let's ask Jackson State, or Jacksonville State. We saw it mean so much more to smaller schools. So, this debate's going to go on forever and a day. And I love that it's going to go on. I don't think we're truly ever going to wrap our heads around the potential of what is going to unfold in college football. JD saying it right there. It's going to be the money. Who is going to bring the bigger dollar in? That's all. Shane nailed it on the head a few weeks ago. This is not $1 billion. It's a multi-billion, almost $1 trillion a year kind of industry. Football brings in the money. And if we already saw that it's a 12-team regular season. However, only one school in all FBS has a specific rule just for them. It's called the Hawaii rule. Hawaii is the only team that can play 13 games in a regular season, and it's because they have to make it for their cost of the travel. That's how they do it. So, unfortunately, because Oregon bounced out, which everybody in the state of Hawaii, I am 100% agreeing, Oregon should have to fork over the money that they were supposedly going to earn, which was $7.5 million, if I'm not mistaken, over the 2 years. So I think Hawaii should be given that money. Teams like Hawaii, they start in the red. Red is bad. Reason why they call it Black Friday is because you want to get into the black zone. Black zone means you made profit. Hawaii has not been in the black zone since the Sugar Bowl. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with small schools. So, we could obviously have this debate on and on. But I want to do a quick little rundowns here because Shane and I and JD and Springs, we have things we got to do. But I want to talk about this real quick. Tonight, it's the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. You're going to see Florida Panthers maybe win their first Stanley, or is it Game 7? I'm going to quickly go around the house here. Shane, and 30 seconds or a minute talk. Who wins and why?
And I want to see a Game 7, so I'm pulling for the Oilers tonight. I think that the Panthers, they've been on a little bit of a lull here for the past two, 3 games. They had a close game, that third one that they won. Every other game has been kind of they've been stifling on their defense. I want to see a Game 7, so I'm going to pull for the Oilers. But hey, we're going to end up watching it tonight. If somebody wins, great. But if we get a Game 7, even better.
That's right. And like I told you before, there's only been 3 NHL teams who have come back from an 0-3 deficit to win. It hasn't been done, I believe, since the last time it was in the early 2000s. I can't remember the team, unfortunately, because it's been that long. I'm a hockey fan. My team is the Tampa Bay Lightning. They are the last three-peat team. And I will tell you this before I go to JD's response on this is if Florida wins tonight, it's going to show you that hockey can reign supreme in the South, and more specifically in Florida, because, hockey in every level in the state of Florida, up until we know who wins the Stanley Cup this year, has been belonging to Florida teams. Florida Everblades are the first 4-peat team ever in any men's professional sport to win for, well, they call them the Kelly Cups, but the Stanley Cups. So, JD, who wins tonight and why?
So I just flipped it to the game as we're watching this, or as we're talking here. We've got Edmonton, who has taken 3 shots on goal already in the first minute of the game, to Tampa's 1.
No, Florida's.
I'm sorry, Florida. My bad.
So Florida Panthers actually play in Sunrise, Florida, which is 15 minutes outside of Miami. So they're technically the Miami Panthers.
Well, I knew it was Florida. My bad. I said the wrong thing.
Beep, you're out of here.
Hey, well, I didn't correct you earlier whenever you said the slogan for the SEC and never even got it right. It just means more.
I don't care about SEC.
Yeah, I know, but then I didn't correct you then. Why are you gonna correct me now? Why can't I just talk?
Why can't we be friends?
I was just trying to tell everybody I flipped it to the game real quick just to see, because I was looking for sports earlier. I didn't have nothing to watch. Now I know I got something to watch. Anyways, yes, I want to see a Game 7. NHL, they've done it far more than the NBA, and coming back from 3-0, never been done in the NBA, only once done in the MLB, been done 3 times, like you mentioned, in the NHL. So guess what? I'm good with it being the 4th time. Make them travel 2,700 miles again, baby. Let's go. Game 7. Give me something good to see along with the College World Series this weekend.
So JD also wants to say, give him something good to see with a woman showing her hockey pucks.
Well, no, I'm going to be reaching out to Cameron Brink, honestly.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
Springs. Good luck with your surgery.
Springs, 30 seconds or a minute. Who wins and why?
Well, the series is over with. The Oilers will win today, and the Oilers will win. They will win the cup as well. I mean, Florida, they're done. I mean, they had a 3-0 lead, totally lost it. Playing timid. Every move is going to matter to them. They're not going to be able to play as freely as they once did in the first 3 games of the series. I think it's over with. Oilers are going to take this.
My bad, real quick. Maddie D. Thomas, I just got your follow on Twitter. So welcome to Twitter. I followed you back already. So guess what? I'm fixing to bookmark that one, Bubba. I don't think
I already heard.
They might not win. No, I'm going to bookmark that one, Bubba.
Yeah.
Talking about his take on the internet. What are you talking about? Be careful.
Because JD will tag you with everything.
Hey,
it's okay. But all right. So I'm going to give you mine on this one too. I want Edmonton to win. Edmonton, I believe the last time they won is in the early 90s, 92 if I'm not mistaken, maybe 93. Someone might correct me on the stream if they can. But Panthers, they've never won it. Guys. When I lived in Florida, I went and made the wonderful almost 3-hour drive from Tampa to Miami to go watch the Lightning play the Panthers. God, that stadium is so weird. It's the arena. It's literally like in someone's backyard, the way it's designed. It's just an unusual location. And when I was there, the arena smelled weird, and it still has those red seats. So I'm not going to say anything. Hopefully, the Florida Panther fans, they're passionate. They're really good fans. I'm not going to say anything bad about it. I'm just saying it's a weird arena, just a weird location. So, guys, and then we're going to also wrap it up with this one, College World Series. It starts A&M, Vols, Springs. Who wins the series, A&M or Tennessee?
You know what? I'm going to go with Tennessee here.
Okay. Shane, who wins, A&M or the Vols?
I think that Tennessee's gonna pull it out. I think it's gonna be a lot closer than kind of what their series were this year in conference play and all. But I think that in this situation with of course we see it every series, but Tennessee has a lot of pitching depth, especially in their bullpen, and that means a lot, especially in the championship runs, because you have to shut down offenses. And so, give me the pitch in the Tennessee over A&M. Plus, Tennessee's bats are just hot right now.
Yes. JD, who wins, A&M or the Vols?
I don't want to. I don't want to go with the cult fandom of Texas A&M with their whole little weird, thing they
ball 4, ball 5, ball six. That's a year's thing.
They are a cult. You know, we talk about niche sports and things like. They are a cult sport over there at Texas A&M, like the whole university. Unfortunately, though, I do think they've played better ball all year. At Tennessee, they've been robbed of national championships in the past, and they're kind of already crowning themselves. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see Texas A&M win this thing. Honestly, I don't know, but I'll tell you what. The SEC is going to win because it just means more.
Oh, God. Hey, just make sure we ask JD what 24 theme sounds like, guys. So,
Couldn't tell you. Bum, 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 bum.
hey, you know, guys, this has been such a good episode. You know, obviously, it bums us all. We didn't get to talk to Timmy Chang or Jeff Rumble. I'll reach out to them, see if they have any availability. If they don't, it's okay. We will talk to them again. Follow them. They get some really good stuff on their Twitter pages. Make sure to check them out. So I'm going to ask everybody who's watching, where else do you find all this great college football talk? And I'm going to tell you right now, it's the Sportz Nutz. That's where we get it. We have so many good things that are going to come out for us. We're working on some new T-shirts. We're working on some new logos, updated logos. We're going to still keep the ones we have. We're going to work on them. Shane, why don't you show everybody what our tumblers look like, brother?
Oh, man.
Hey, Owen, show them to us. Let's see.
Okay.
We've got the Sportz Nutz, got our little logo, everything on it, laser etched into some decent sized tumblers for you guys. Probably multiple sizes coming. We're going to look for some bulk and try to get these things out there to you guys, and hopefully set up something, you know, where we can go on. You guys can order. We can do what we can to try to support all of our mixed nuts as they support us at the Sportz Nutz.
That's right. You know, and before we go any further, I do need to give a shout out to our sponsor, Tequila's Grill in Easley, South Carolina. If you want authentic, delicious, affordable Mexican cuisine, stop on by and check our guys out at Tequila's Grill in Easley. They have your best interest at heart. Hey, they got the big jugs of the beer, some of the best beers on tap, some of the best food around. Check them out. Give them a call today, 864-307-8028. They will take your orders. They got it going. And just a reminder,
Best happy hour, 4 to 7.
They have happy hour. That's right.
Nice.
That's right. Take advantage of them. We promise you it's good. And we are going to be there sometime mid-July. I'm trying to shoot for close to middle to end of July. You know, I want to do it before my daughter is born so we can have our first live on location. We are going to have more updates on that one. Stay tuned.
19th, 20th is what. 19th or 20th.
That's the range we're thinking.
Yeah, that's when I'm trying to come up. Of course, Paxton's birthday, so got to celebrate that.
Hey, and when we're there, we're going to do giveaways. We're going to broadcast live. We're going to even have one of the managers come on the show. He will give you the specials that they have at Tequila's, guys. You know, and unfortunately, Springs hasn't tasted it yet. He will. It is some of the best Mexican food. And guys, Matt will put down food. He is a garbage disposal. He is a great food critic. He knows good food when he sees it. And we know he's going to love Tequila's Grill. So again, make sure to check them out. Give them a call. They're in Easley, Calhoun Memorial Highway, 864-307-8028. Let them know the Sportz Nutz have sent you there. Guys, we are working on getting another possible sponsor. JD and Shane and myself, we are working on it. JD, why don't you tell everybody what the goals are now for our followers, for both the Facebook, Twitter, and subscribers we want to hit by the end of July for our YouTube channel?
YouTube, we need to get up to 100. We have Uncle Poops here, almost up to 100 here on Twitter. Brandon, hey, we need to get your personal one up there, popped up a little bit also. So, hey, we just got goals. It don't matter what they are. We're just going to get one. We're going to get the next one. We're going to get the next one after that. We're just going to keep going. We're going to keep doing what we do. We've all had great takes tonight. I didn't get to question a few of the guys here. Springs, I still didn't get to hear the story about the side of the road. So
we'll do that for another episode.
Yeah, no, and then Shane, there was one thing I was gonna say. I can't even remember now what it was. We've had so much talked about in between, but it's been a great episode. Listen, y'all, just go follow. Listen, we gonna have plenty of stuff coming up. We got springs. See, I'm still learning how to point on camera. Look, I'm still the wrong way.
Oh Lord.
That way. Yeah, and then we was all doing this a minute ago.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, I know what I was gonna say. If y'all were looking at my face a minute ago and how mad I was, this is why I was mad. Because I'm sick of you listeners not being on time. All right? We on time. Y'all be on time. Y'all come and watch the show when we start and stop blowing up my Twitter right when we about to say goodbye. And if you do that, just make sure you go back and watch anyway. I ain't mad at you. I love you. I know everybody's busy. I'm just kidding around.
Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to our man Shane. Yesterday's episode, it was only 11 and a half minutes talking about the oldest living baseball park in America. It is at 438 views. It has blown up. It was just one man. Hey, that's how you do it.
Hey, I felt like I was rambling, man. I appreciate y'all giving me the opportunity. Of course, we had to do it. You know, such a historic moment in Major League Baseball. So, hey, I'm proud that y'all let me do it, and hey, I'm so happy and love all of the views and everything that we've gained from that.
That's right. It's been a bit. Matt, please tell everybody where they can find you, because you just had a Twitter page, sir.
Yes, I just started up a Twitter page. You can find me at Matty D. Thomas. That's Matty. Well, you guys can see it down in the corner. I don't have to spell it out.
Right there. That's right. Hey, this has been awesome. This has been fun. We have had a blast getting to be with you guys. Thank you for taking an hour out of your evening to watch the guys talk. Obviously, we know we wish we'd have had Jeff and Timmy, but it's okay. Again, we still love them. They're the best. It is busy time for football. It's okay to not be there if they have commitments. I'm okay with it. We're all okay with it. We will survive. Hey, quick reminder. Jonathan Burton is coming on next week. Be ready to be on there with him. Make sure you guys, everybody here on the that are watching, the Mixed Nuts guys, our P1 listeners, whatever you want to call them. I'm also going to say here to Shane, JD, and the Springs comes on too. Have your questions for. He is going to look forward to hearing your questions, hearing your interactions. They were this close to winning the NAIA College World Series. They lost and extra. So let's give him some pep talk. He is the winningest coach in Reinhardt history. There is a reason behind that. We'll talk about the next time. With that being said, guys, for our man, Shane O'Mac, he is right there. Nope, no, he's right there. Shane O'Mac, it's right. It's hard. I'm Brandon. For my man below me, JD, J Dizzle, whatever Izzle he wants to beazle today. For our man Springs, who so graciously came on, watched, with us, interacted with us. We love you. We care about you. We are going to be redoing our introduction and our outro video. But for now, peace, love, and what, Shane?
Hey, peace, love, and bacon grease. Much love, guys.
JD, what do you say? Don't be what, but what?
Be blessed, not stressed. We'll see you on the other side.
That's right. Matt, what do you guys say to the folks?
French fries and bacon grease is excellent. I see you, Shane. I see you.
Hey, with that being said, peace up, A-Town down. I love you guys. We will see you next time. Show's over. Get out of here. Bye.